Welcome to our call. I'm very happy to be here with you. And tonight is a special night because we invited some of our down payment assistance recipients, some are happy homeowners, and they are here to give their testimony.
Hi, Paulinus. Welcome to the call. We thank you so much for sharing your experience in achieving home ownership. So, welcome to our call.
I'm doing good. I mean, this is my first time on the call. I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Yes, loud and clear.
Um, oh, okay, good. So I just bought my house not too long ago, actually a month ago. And to be honest with you guys, for me personally, it was a great program. Fund My Home helped me out throughout the way, especially with Roxana. She was not a real estate agent for me. She was like another family that I didn't meet yet. She was very informative. I was very comfortable with her, and she pretty much walked me throughout the way with any kind of concern or any question that I have. I ask her, and she always there for me. I call her anytime, and it was a great experience. And to be honest with you, I'm happy that I I bought my first home with you guys' help. So I will encourage anybody out there that hear about the program to take advantage of it because it is great. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Pauline. So we're very happy to have lived that experience with you, and we're thankful for your testimony. And perhaps you in the future become one of our associate members and help us achieve our goal of 1 million home buyers.
Okay, iPhone, you're unmuted. Could you give us your name, please?
Yes. Um, Actually, this all started. Me and my wife were looking to buy a home in summer of 2020. Once our daughter graduated high school, because we lived right across the street from the Park Vista High School, and but all of a sudden, we got connected with Fund My Home, and a home came up that we really liked, but we didn't really think we were ready for it. We didn't think we would be able to come up with the down payment and stuff like that. I know and so as things worked out, and Fund My Home said, "Hey, look, you can do this. You don't need to wait till next year." And I said, "Wow." Well, I was still skeptical. So, and they said, "Oh, well, well, all you're going to need is about 20,000." I said, "Well, that's what we figured we had, but we still didn't think it would be possible." And sure enough, as things worked out, next thing you know, before we knew it, we were closing within 45 days of this beautiful home that we dreamed of. Everything we wanted. It's on the water and stuff. And to top it off, we were living in a 3-bedroom apartment, and and we lived there for 6 years. We were very good to the landlord. I mean, we took care of him. And then he tells me, "Hey, Barry, I'm selling my boat. Are you know anyone interested?" And he had a beautiful boat. And I said, "Well, you know what? Now I'm moving on this water. I'm interested." And he goes, I would be honored to sell it to you. And he gave me the incredible price on it, just for being the person, and taking care of the apartment that we took care of for 6 years. And everything just worked out great. And we're in this home now, and we're like ecstatic. Me and my wife, kids are just ecstatic. We can believe that the thing came true.
And the idea was maybe in the future, maybe in a couple of years from now, we'd like to get this house and we'd like to buy a boat, but we're definitely not ready for this. And as the story goes, not only that he got the house, but the landlord surprised him with selling him his brand new boat. So he ended up with just everything he ever wanted. But thank you very, very much. We're very happy to have you, and thank you for your testimony.
And
And
thank you.
that's a happy story.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Hello,
Hi, is this Kim's iPhone?
this is.
Great, welcome to our call.
Good evening, everybody. I would like to let you guys know that I also have an amazing story with Fund My Home. A single mom here that obviously didn't think that she could purchase her own home. And I found Roxanne and Carlos, and they pretty much, like everyone else has stated, walked me through the whole entire program every step of the way. And of course, like everybody else said too, didn't think I could come up with the down payment. And we found a home, and I got a nice grant, about $7,000, and closed within 40 days. And now, as of this week, I am a homeowner. And there was never any confusion, never anything, just everything just worked so perfect and understood every step of the way. And now I get to move into my home this weekend.
Yes, so she just closed, actually. Well, congratulations, Kim. Thank you very much for your testimony. We're very happy. And she's a very gracious person. She's always a big smile. And no wonder why you got your dreams come true, because you have a lot of gratitude in your soul, in your spirit. And that's beautiful.
Hi, thank you. You guys were absolutely amazing. And I too will definitely be sharing my story with any friends and family and anybody that I come across that would be looking for a home as well.
Well, thank you, Kim. I see now a Brandon Biddings, and he is one of our guests that wishes to give us a testimony.
Hello,
Hello, Brandon.
how you doing?
We're doing great. Go ahead.
Oh yes, I recently purchased a home through Fund My Home, and I purchased a townhome. It only took 40 days, and the process was fairly easy and convenient for me, as it was my first time purchasing a home. And at first, I was very skeptical, but after meeting with my agent, and I was reassured that I chose the right company. It took 40 days, and my cash to close was about $14,000. I was excited to hear that I was closing on my home, and it was a very good experience, and I would like to purchase another home through Fund My Home.
Thank you, Brandon. Thank you for this testimony, and it was a pleasure working with you. And this means a lot, because now testimonies are important for everyone to know and to help us with our mission. And so, Brandon is a very influential individual. He has a tax preparer practice, and as you know, everybody knows accountants are very influential people, and their clients usually take a lot of good advice from them. So this will be a person that will probably give us a lot of good names, a lot of good referrals. And so, Brandon, we invite you to become one of our associate members, if that's something for you to consider, and help us achieve our mission.
I greatly will.
Okay, well, thank you. And we have now Quinton Nelloms.
How's everybody doing, man? I'm glad to be here. Glad to be on the call tonight.
Well, thank you, Quinton. Thank you. So, Quinton, give us your quick testimony about your experience with fundmyhome.org.
Yes, perfect. So those of you guys who don't know me already, I started off needing to have a grant in my home buying search for grants in my local area of Miami, Florida, in the greater Miami area Fort Lauderdale area. And what I came to find out that every grant that they had, I didn't qualify for. Made too much money, or the city didn't have money, or it was always something that allowed the grant money not to take care of me in my situation. So I went looking around and I found fundmyhome.org, and from there I was skeptical because everybody else told me no and they was telling me yes, and I'm like, what is this? Did some research, did my own due diligence, looked it up, everything checked out fine, talked to the team was professional. They got me in a property once I called them within the next 2 weeks, I believe, and I closed on the property 30 days later in Pompano Beach, Florida. I got a 3-2, about 1,300 square feet. My kids love it. I love it. I still live there now, and it's 2 years later. And yeah, and I'm an advocate now. I actually became the first to join. We had some of my colleagues, my close friends, I told them about Fund My Home. They seen the results that I had with my personal property, and they wanted for themselves. So they put their applications in. They followed everything that fundmyhome.org was asking of them. None of it was easy, but they stuck through the process. We kept them motivated. The team was professional, and everybody's happy at this point because they two of my closest friends closed on their properties in Miramar, Florida, and in Coral Springs, Florida, this year, within weeks from each other. So this thing works. Stay the course, people. Follow the instructions. These instructions here for a reason. You want to qualify the people you talk to, and stick to it. Stay consistent. Stay persistent. Follow up. That's the number one thing. Follow up, and this too can happen for you too, guys.
Thank you, Quinton. Now, Quinton, if you may say, and we say, and the good news is there is no obligation fee or broker fee. So there is really no. When you did this, was there a application? Did you pay anything up front? Was anything required of you? The answer was no.
Thing was taken care of by Fund My Home. It was the best process I ever went through. It was pretty smooth. I'm all in with this company, and been so since I heard it from day one. So I'm a big advocate and always will be.
But the thing is about it is what's interesting is that a lot of people are very reluctant at the beginning, only at the beginning. But as the months go by and the years go by, they have now no reason to be skeptical because their friends, their coworkers, etc., they know about it. Now, of course, the two friends of Quinton, they were not skeptical because they already knew about it, that it worked for him. But everyone seems to have a hang up because wherever they go, they tell him, no, you can't. Now, most of our people make more money than the cities will let them make. And still, they're lacking money or they would like to save some money. But it's always the same. How could this be true? It's too good to be true. Well, at the beginning, we used to feel a little kind of uncomfortable. And we used to have to come up with some kind of answer to that. Like, remember, we used to say, well, I don't know how to apologize about that, but I don't know. So do your own due diligence. Find out on your own. Let us call us back when you feel more comfortable. And this is what Quinton Nellums did. He went and called us back when he was more comfortable. So it's just an interesting thing. But it's when we look back in the past, it gives us giggles, and it's kind of like good stories for us too. We feel very proud, very very happy about what we're doing.
I just want to mention something, guys. We heard some great testimonials tonight. And as I was listening, when we start with Pauline, when he gave his testimonial, what did he say? He said, good service, family-like relationship, great realtor, and I had a great experience. Now, as we were out there talking to associates and potential homeowners, the question that often comes up, can I trust this company to actually have in place great realtors all over the country? Can I have, this company's gonna have great mortgage lenders? From that first testimonial, the first thing he stated was, it was like family, great realtors. Because I know you guys have probably spoken to real estate brokers, and they said, well, I've got my book of business and my reputation's on the line, and I take great care of my people. I don't know what you guys do. Well, guys, you heard right here a testimonial, what we do. We make the client feel like family. We have great realtors, and they all have a great experience. So you heard it tonight. So when that comes up, we as associates have to take the posture that we know the truth. We heard the truth tonight. So when that comes up, we can refute it because we know in their mind it's an illusion. It's not the reality because we heard it. So that's where we can take a strong position. Barry spoke about something too. He said he liked his home, but in his mind, it was out of reach. And we've heard Carlos say something that we first heard. It was like, what did he say? Who wants to buy a house in 3 days? Who's ready to buy a house in 3 days? And he said, if you say it to enough people, you're going to find individuals that are serious, looking to make it happen. They just don't have the belief it could happen. And Barry said the reason he couldn't do it and the reason it was going to be next year was down payment assistance. And we were able to come in with a non-repayable grant with no strings attached, and he closed in 45 days. And not only did he get his home, he got his dream home, the home that he had on his, on the refrigerator, on the wall, thinking it was out of his reach. But through Fund My Home, it became a reality. So you got to keep these stories in our mind. So when we're out there, we know that what they think is impossible is possible through Fund My Home because we heard it tonight. So that was just two key points I wanted to share. And